Hello everyone, Do-It-Yourself Gourmet here today with a quick and easy soup. I've got 4 cups of chicken stock that is boiling on the back burner and half of a medium-sized shelled and peeled Kobucha squash, or gourd, depending on who you talk to about it, I suppose. Sitting there, we got approximately 4 cups worth of it in a measuring cup. We're going to combine those two together once the boiling chicken stock gets to a rolling boil. And then we're going to let that boil until it gets nice and soft. Going to give it a cover. Let it boil until it's soft. Come back and puree it into a nice, smooth, creamy vegetable soup with a chicken broth base and a little bit of sage. And now here we are, 5 minutes later of a solid boil. What we're going to do is take it, turn it down to a medium, and then we're going to put the cover back on, slightly ajar, and let it cook for about another 10 minutes, at which point we will blend it and add the herbs and spices. At about 6 minutes through that last 10-minute stretch, you do want to turn the heat down to a nice low heat for the remaining 4 minutes. And that 10 minutes has now passed. We're going to pull the lid off. Take a look. We can see they are indeed nice and soft. What we're going to do while it's boiling away is put our blending mixer in there, down, and start it to go. Get that vegetable nice and blended, and when we do, then we'll add a bit of coconut milk to it. And that's going to be 6 ounces of coconut milk once the blending is finished. And here we are, after a good solid 5 minutes of blending that squash up nice and smooth, making sure it's a great blend. We've got a half a teaspoon of dried marjoram crumbled across the top. We're going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon, maybe a touch more, of sage, because that stuff in this soup comes out pretty delicious. And now, the final liaison before we let it boil a bit, 6 ounces of coconut milk, the premium style, that being 12 to 14% coconut fat. And we're going to mix that up with our handy dandy blender. Let that get in. And look at that beautiful color that comes right around and starts getting mixed in. We're going to let that process for just a moment on the low speed. Get the herbs and the flavors all homogenized and familiar with each other. And we're going to take that out with the last little blast, help it clean itself off. And now, bring that back to a boil. And then we'll have ourselves a lovely soup after that boils for 2 minutes and cools down. Here we are, turning in on the last bits of this soup before we're going to shut off the fire and let it cool down. We've given it 2 minutes after bringing it back to a boil. It is ready to be served just as soon as it stops being volcanic. And in the end, when the soup is finished, we've got ourselves a nice, lovely Kobucha squash soup with a chicken broth base, a little bit of sage, and a little bit of fresh marjoram from the garden. Side that with a nice touch of saltine crackers and a few of those lovely little pickle chips sliced up into wedges. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, boys and girls, anybody who likes food, do it yourself gourmet. We'll see you next time.